time for Final Book Support Group. If you do not know, Final Book Support Group is a readathon. Well, it's a group that has readathons that is meant to help everyone finish series. This time we have a week-long round that starts Monday. It is Saturday, but if you saw my last vlog, you'll know that the book I was intending to read this weekend just isn't going to work. So I am just going to start now instead of trying to find something else to squeeze in over like 2 days. So very excited about this. I am going to be reading Us by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. This is the second in a duology. This is a male-male hockey romance. In the first book, Jamie and Wes were kids when they were younger, and then they had a falling out that is never really explained. And then they see each other later. I think they're at like the very end of college, and they kind of reconnect their friendship, and then something more. I really enjoyed book 1. So I've got this book 2, which is it's less than 300, I think. Nope, hold on. 306. Okay, not bad. And then there's a like 50-page novella that I also have to go. And so my plan for the next week is to finish both of those. And that will be my 10th series that will complete that goal for the year. So this is Final Book Support Group, but this is also Knocking Out November. It's also 2022 goals. There's a lot going on this week, and it only involves 2 books. So I'm super excited about that. I have all day today tonight, it's like 4 o'clock, I don't even know, to read. And then tomorrow is the last day I have to deal with the other apartment. I hate that apartment. It's not done yet, but we're almost done. It's gonna take no more than like an hour, which is great because it's fucking freezing outside now. And it's snowing like every day. And I'm over it, and I have to go in. It's cold outside, and I just want this over with. So tomorrow is the day that will happen, and then I have a 3-day work week, and then there's 2 days off for the holiday, and we're good. I'm also very aware of how close to 100 books for the year that I am. I think I'm at 91 or 92. So I am super excited to get get these 2 read for November. And then I have a slew of Christmas stuff coming in December, which I'm super excited about. I am like ready to like bang them all out. There's also tons of readathons happening. So I'm super excited for December, which is not a thing I say because I hate winter. But a lot going on, super excited. I'm going to stop waving this around. I'm going to go read, and I'm hoping this will be quick. I might even finish this today. We'll see. But I'm gonna go do that, and I will update you later. I am currently on page 75 of Us. Nobody is establishing boundaries here. It's driving me crazy. Where's my... So Us picks up a few months after Jamie and Wes move in together in Toronto, somewhere in Canada. I think it's Toronto. And I always get them confused. Wes is a professional hockey player and is keeping the fact that he is gay a secret for his first year of playing so that the media pays attention to how he plays and not who he's sleeping with, which is fine, except but that just means that he and Jamie have to keep their relationship secret. To anyone else, they just are roommates. And there's like 3 or 4 months left, and they are... So this starts out where the main conflict between them is the fact that Wes is constantly traveling for games, and so is Jamie, and they have very little time for themselves. Enter this guy named Blake, who is like cock blocking them at all possible moments, but also barging into their house and just making himself at home, and no one is just stopping him. They're using the pretense of keeping their secret as the reason to like let him do all these things, but like, you do not have to out yourself to be like, dude, don't walk into my house, get the fuck out. Or dude, I don't want to do this, go away. Like, I understand you're trying to be friendly, but there's a friendly way to do this and you're not, and it's driving me nuts, which is gonna drive me probably crazy because that's probably the crux of every single bit of conflict in this book. It's going to be angsty, and so I'm going to be fine with it probably, but like the way that they just don't know how to say no for themselves. None of this stuff necessarily will out either of them, because Jamie is not in the closet, but like the fact that he is bisexual has to be a secret because then they will speculate. But like literally nothing going on specifically on Wes's side. Like, saying no doesn't make you suspicious. Like, just fuck, if you don't want to go out, just say no. And I get there are other certain things, like, I'm just like, but it has happened multiple times in 75 pages. And I'm like, guys, you could be happier if you would just learn to say no. So now we're to the point where Wes has been is getting dragged to some bar because he was like, no, I'm out, and the guy's like, no, you should come out, I want you to come out, and he was like, okay, fine. And it turns out that he's going to the same place that Jamie has decided to go out, because the internet there's like an Instagram post of Wes and somebody else like having fun at this thing that he got dragged into, and there's going to be tension. It's like, the angst is going to be great, but the fact that we're even in this situation, I'm like, we're going to be like, y'all, just I am enjoying myself. And it's a pretty quick read. I started this a little while ago, and I'm on page 75, so it's really reading really fast, and it's only not even 7 o'clock, so I could probably get another 75 to 100 pages done tonight and then continue on later. But it was getting to the point where I was like, I need to rant. I need to rant because this is driving me bananas. Absolute bananas. I shall report back to see how crazy this becomes. Good morning. It is now Sunday, and one moment. I finished Us by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. I finished this early this morning. It's like 11:30 now. I finished this early this morning. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. Thankfully, a lot of I did that little bit of a rant last night about the boundaries, and the character never really got what he deserved in terms of what he was doing, because he ended up being like a best friend, but whatever. But the rest of this gave me what I was looking for, and that was some mild angst and some good times. I think that's one of the things that I've missed this month so far. I've been reading a lot of fantasy or non-contemporary or non-romance, because I think just Badlands, yes, is a romance. Arguably Kingdom of the Wicked, those books are, well, they are a romance, but there was other stuff going on. But like, I sat down to read this, and this was like just what I needed when I needed it, and I adored it. Let's see, is there anything in here worth noting? Obviously, Blake is an a-hole. He's not an asshole. Blake is just annoying, and he's like the annoying neighbor friend that you just can't get rid of and is always showing up when you don't want him to, but then you let it keep, I don't know. That drove me bananas. However, I did look, and there's a spin-off series to this that and Blake is one of the heroes. So, and I'm mildly intrigued. So there's that. Yes, the rest of this had basically everything I needed. There was some taking care of you when you're sick, but there was also a ton of angst and kind of what goes on with that and the relationship that was super strained. But this was a very satisfying to the end of what is actually the end of the duology. However, next I will be reading Epic, which is a 50-page novella that apparently takes place after this. So in general, this is nicely wrapped up just the way I need it. And this is what I like, is that like the rest of, not the rest of their story, but like their story will continue in the spinoff. So like they're using cameos because obviously Blake is involved, and I believe Jamie's sister. So I'm excited about that. But then there's this that I have no idea what this has anything to do with. I just know that it's follows Jamie and Wes, and that's like 50 pages. I think, hold on. Tiny. This is some like back matter. A love letter to Wes to Jamie on Valentine's Day. Never mind, I'm reading that too. And then there's a bunch of like international book covers, which are beautiful, but not something I need to actually consume. So I have a little bit of time before I have to go do the last of my apartment stuff, which I'm again super excited about. I'm gonna go start this, potentially finish it, and then it's Sunday and I'm done with my entire TBR for Final Book Support Group. So I have to figure out what I could possibly finish in a week, because the goal were both of these, and now they're done or they will be. So, and readathon doesn't actually start until tomorrow. So I'm gonna go finish this and then figure out how the hell we figure out the rest of the TBR, because For the Throne has come off, but War is on there still, but I don't feel like reading it at the moment, and it's not a final book. So off we go. Hello. It is much later in the day. I have officially gotten everything out of the other apartment. As you can tell, there are more boxes here than there were before. And all I have to do is turn in keys. So that part of my life is almost officially done. I've never been so relieved. But before I did any of that, I finished Epic by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. This is a 50-page novella. It was actually really good, especially for a novella. Like, it did what it needed to do. There wasn't like any unnecessary smut. It was just a story that continued like what was next in the, it's not even what is next, because there are years between the end of Us and years between the end of Us and the end of Epic. But it's really nice to watch their relationship continue to progress and to continue to mature, and for both of them, because they're like in their very early 20s throughout the bulk of the other duology. So kind of having this a couple of years thing and just watching them still continue to grow and be a couple in being partners to each other was really really nice to see. So I gave this 4 stars, which I wasn't expecting to, because sometimes because it's so short, I was expecting to not particularly care for it, but I ended up really enjoying it. So there's that. And that leaves me with the conflict. This is supposed to be my Final Book Support Group vlog. Final Book Support Group doesn't start until tomorrow, and I'm already done with my TBR. So I think I came up with a plan B. This was going to be on I was planning to read in January, because so much of December is planned for Christmas romances, and I'm not ready for Christmas romances yet because it's already too cold outside for me. So what I think I've decided to do is I'm going to try to read Bloodlands and Shadowlands by Stacey Marie Brown. This will finish the Savage Lands series. This one is a chunker, so like I don't know if it's it's really darn close to 600 pages. So I don't think I've read a book that long in a while. So this is the plan. I at least would like to finish this during the week. That is the goal. But I do have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have a 4-day weekend. So, and currently my plan for Friday, my plan for the whole weekend is to get the rest of this place figured out, but also to read as much as humanly possible. So hopefully this weekend I can get as much of this done as possible. I may, depending on how close I am to finish, just power through and wrap this vlog up after the readathon officially ends. But I think because I'm sort of I'm not losing all of Thursday, we'll make it work. It's fine. I just got home. It's Sunday night. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with myself this evening. I might start Bloodlands. I might not. I have a vlog to edit, the one from the second one for the month, which should be up now, so I will post it wherever it may go. And yeah, for all I know, by the time I see you again, the TBR will have changed, but for now, that's what we're planning to do, and I will update you when I know something else. Hi. It's Tuesday. Again, don't ever know what day it is. Not a ton of reading update. I did start Bloodlands last night. I am actually really enjoying this. I'm only 38 pages in, but I am really enjoying this. The last one was not my favorite, but this is doing everything so far in the whole whopping 38 pages that I didn't like about the last one. So I'm really excited about this. So I'm gonna hopefully finish this. I'm gonna hopefully get more of this done tonight. Tomorrow's the last day of work for the week. And for 4 whole days, I don't have to do anything but go eat the turkey at my parents' house. But the other thing I want to do now is an unboxing. I know what this is, but this is no, this is not the Afterlight box. I've been skipping the Afterlight box. This is one of their special editions that I will maybe get open. Really? This is Shipwrecked by Olivia Dade. I have not read a single book, and this is so pretty. I have not read a single book in this series. I have the other 2 books in these smaller hardcover versions. So I needed to have this one, which I believe is the last. I do really, really want to read these. I don't know a whole lot about these other than the heroine is plus size. So that's the only thing I know about these. And I think one of them involves fan fiction, which which is also part of my past. So this is just the most prettiest thing. I am excited to read this. I think this is going to be one of the series that I prioritize early next year. Just because I'm really excited. I want to know if I even like them, because I have them all in these really stunning editions, and so hopefully I like them. The other thing I wanted to rant about, not really, I don't know. The other thing I noticed the other day, I was looking at my reading spreadsheet. I have not had a 5-star read since August. 5-star read of a book that I've read for the first time, I guess, is the best way to, because rereading a 5-star is whatever, you know what to expect. But I have not had a brand new 5-star release since August. I don't even know what it was. I think it's one of the Chloe Lease books. I don't know, but I would like to have at least one more before the end of the year, please. I don't know that it's going to come from this series, which sucks, because the writing in here is just so meh. that I don't know that they're going to come from this one or the last. Maybe they'll surprise me. I would love a surprise 5-star. They're all surprises to me because I never really know what I'm getting into when I read these. I'm currently on the hunt for a 5-star read. Hopefully it will arrive before the end of the year. So I'm going to go finish eating dinner, get some reading done, and update you later. We'll see. Hello. My light's not on. Let's do that. Despite the fact that I'm about to film my December TBR, it's like high 40s, low 50s outside, and I'm in a sweater and I don't have the window open, so I'm melting. Plus, I was doing all the work of getting all this shit set up. So, what are we doing? Updating you on my reading for the week. This is the last couple of days of Final Book Support Group. I have finished Bloodlands by Stacey Marie Brown. This was actually pretty good, despite the fact that I almost felt like the plot was moving very slowly. The pacing in this is never great, but I cried, so that's a bonus for this, because if I cry, it's automatic bonus points anytime. The real strength in this entire series, again, as I've mentioned, is the characters, and Brexley and Warwick's relationship is like top tier in here. So, obviously, I think I've mentioned what this book, the series at least, is about already in this vlog. I have no idea, but this is book 5. It's very good. It's definitely better than the last one. I did not particularly care for the last one. Again, I don't know how much of that was me versus the book, but this one I actually really, really enjoyed and found myself gravitating towards a lot. So, finish this, 4 stars, and then also this ends on a massive cliffhanger. I'm glad I'm sort of binging this and not waiting for releases, because that would have made me crazy. Then I finished that this morning. Now I've moved on to Shadowlands. I was going to move on to War, since that's technically on my TBR for the month, but I think I'm just going to plow through and finish it. This book is chunky. It is Saturday, so I have 2 more days of the weekend. I have 0 plans outside of filming. I have a bunch of stuff to film and hopefully edit so that there is content for you. However, this bitch is almost 600 pages long, and I'm determined to finish it soon. I am scared because the last 5 books are from a single point of view. There are 4, 5, 6 main points of view in this book now, which explains a little bit why it's so chunky. But I already had, I'm on page 22, but I already had a moment of like, it switched and I wasn't quite paying attention. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention enough or whatever, but like, I was like, why is this person saying this? And then realized it's not that person. So, I am going to continue on this after I film all of the things I need to film. And then this is the goal. This is the goal for the rest of the month. Hopefully you will see this vlog before the middle of December, but that is the goal. Film all the things, read all the things, accomplish all the goals before Monday, and I have to go back to work. So that's where we're at. As I mentioned, I was going to read War. It is on my TBR. I think what I'm going to do, and I'm just putting this out there just because I need to figure my shit out, is that, because this is part of Becca's Patreon book club, both War and then Famine for December. And I think what I'm going to do is just, if I can, I will link my December TBR, but it's very Christmas heavy. And so what I think I'm going to do is at the end of the month, I'm going to binge both of those. At least that's the plan at the moment. We'll see how the next couple of days go, but that's the plan. I'm going to stop waving this thing around. It is so, this is the biggest book in the series by far. So I'm going to go do all of the filming that I need to do, and then I will hopefully have an update later today. You'll know if I have my eyeshadow on still. Hello. One thing I have determined is that there is no way I'm going to finish this today. So this vlog will go a little bit past today's the last official day of Final Book Support Group. This will go until I finish this, which I hope is in the next couple of days. I am on page, there's hair everywhere, 178. I don't know how I feel about this. The multiple perspective edition in this final book feels a little off. There's a little more repetitiveness than normal because something will happen with one point of view that affects another one. So, but then you'll get the same thing twice, and I'm just having a hard time. There's also introducing some new romances in here because we have multiple perspectives. So there's some of that. But also I'm 170 pages in and nothing's really happening. Like, things are exploding, but that's normal for these. I don't know. Do you know how normally sometimes in like a fantasy series you'll get to a point where like, not necessarily that the mood shifts, but like everything shifts and then it doesn't necessarily follow a different storyline, but like it just takes on a different, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but this feels more, that's usually like in the middle of a series. This is the last book and this is what this feels like. That like, oh, we've made this pivotal turn in the plot and now we're moving forward from there, but like you're moving forward from there at the very end and I'm very confused and have no idea what the hell's coming next. So yeah, it's Sunday. I am probably going to neglect all the other things I need to do today just to get as much of this read as I can. I mean, not for that, but I don't want to do anything else. So I'm going to do that and hopefully just knock this out. Hopefully I can get through more than half of this today. I don't know. It's not moving as fast as I want it to, and there's still 400 pages left. So I'm gonna do my damnedest to get this done as soon as possible. Today is probably very unlikely, but stranger things have happened. So I'm gonna go do that and let you know what I know. Something else. Hello, it is much later in the day and I think I'm done reading. I've been reading all day and I have not made the dent in this book that I was hoping to. I think I started on page 70, hold on, I can tell you. I think I started on page 114. I think, according to my spreadsheet. And I'm only on 272. And I've been, I mean, not concentrated, but I've been reading since like 8 or 9 this morning. It is now 8 p.m. And I only got like 100 pages read. 160. I'll give myself the 60. Did not finish this today as intended. I do have about, it's like another half to go. And I go back to work tomorrow. So I can't spend 12 hours reading anymore. So I am, I think, done. I think maybe they're gonna watch like a Hallmark movie or something on Netflix or something. I just need, I think, to take myself away from this for a minute because I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not this far into the final book in a series, a long series. There should have been more kind of happening and kind of going on. But a lot of this first half was just kind of the aftermath, the immediate aftermath of what happened at the end of the last book, which I enjoyed quite a bit. But this one, like, there's just some stuff going on here, and I can't talk about any of it because it's spoilers. But I'm not really jiving with. There are 3 new relationships kind of involved here now that we have multiple new points of view. One of them I'm enjoying, but it got weird, and then the other 2 are also, I'm just like not into it. And the one other relationship that I want scenes from is not involved in the points of view. Like, the one character and the one relationship that I wanted more of that was not Brexley or Warwick, yes, that's his name. There's like one scene, but it's from Warwick's point of view. I want it from theirs. I want it from their perspective. One of them, there's 3 of them, but none of them have points of view, which upsets me. So I am holding on to crumbs and like little like minor observations from other characters to fulfill the need. But the other 2.5 relationships I'm not a fan of. So I'm not having the best time with this, and I think that's probably why it's taking me, I mean, a lot of it was the fact that I was just being very lazy today, but you know, the other part of it was the fact that I'm not necessarily excited about a lot of the stuff that I'm reading. So I'm gonna do one of 2 things. I'm gonna go watch something else, do a little palette cleanser, or I'm gonna go read this more and try to at least get to page 300, which shouldn't be terribly difficult. It's only 8 o'clock, but I don't know where this is going. I don't know what's going on. There has always been this sense of like, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. I don't know how they're going to triumph over the bad guys. But now at this point, I'm like, what are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? Because everything's more hopeless than normal. And not in a, but they'll figure it out way. I'm like, what do y'all do? No one's, I don't know. I'm going to stop because clearly I have to get this finished so that I can move on. So hopefully this vlog doesn't go more than 3 more days, because I would really love to start my December TBR in December. And this vlog was supposed to go up before my TBR, and it's not. So this was supposed to be up already, but I'm gonna go do something and check in with you at some point, probably tomorrow. We're wrapping this up. It is Friday evening. It has been many days, and I just last night finished Shadowlands. This book actually didn't take me longer than the last one. I think I was just in such a rush to finish it before December 1st that it felt like it did. But it was also a slog to get through because I had an entire like part of my day over the weekend to read this and did not want to pick it up and struggled. Granted, I was having a week personally, and so there were a couple days where I didn't read it at all, but like I had no desire to read this most of the time. I ended up caving and getting the audiobook and listening to it on 3 times speed just to finish it yesterday. I gave this 3 stars. A low 3 stars. This is the lowest rated book for me in the series. I don't even know what to say about this. This tried to be a lot of things, and it took forever to get. So like the first half, there's not a lot going on. We were dealing with the repercussions of what happened in the last book. So like some of that makes sense, but like it took a real long time to get to anything. The addition of the other point of view was not necessary. Again, they were there to basically give us some insight into the other couples that were forming in this group. But all of them, well, most of them felt really flat for me. I didn't particularly care, probably because you didn't give me any buildup. They were just like suddenly they moved too fast. The one relationship that I wanted wasn't included. The end, however, intrigued me enough, like, 'cause I think there's supposed to be a spin-off series for this. I'm intrigued, but like you hurt my favorite character in a way that I don't know that I'm going to forgive you for. I don't know, this just fell very flat for me, especially for a last book. If there had been more and like the last few chapters had been prolonged, I don't know, but I was very upset that this was a 3-star read. I am going to hold on to them. Like I said, there's potentially a spin-off. There's definitely an opening for a spin-off, and there's a note in the back that says this isn't the last time you will see them, type of thing. So there's that. I am done with this. I will note that like I wonder if some of my, no, it has something to do with how fast I was trying to read it, because there were days when I could have read that I didn't want to. So there's that. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I'm officially done with my November TBR. I will post my bingo board here. I got all the things. I have no idea what I'm going to be rewarding myself with. I am definitely on a bit of a ban at the moment. There is so much coming at me at the moment, so much already in my possession that I really don't want to bring in things at the moment. So I don't know what my reward will be, but I'm gonna kind of like hold it in my back pocket and see. At some point I'll be like, oh, but I made my November TBR and or I finished my November TBR, so I get something. That's where I'm gonna do it. I may rationalize something later, but right now we're not gonna do it. I've already bought the books that are my reward. Let's put it that way. So if you've made it this far, I applaud you. I finished one series that I absolutely adored, and that was the Him duology by Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. Really loved that. And then finished the Savage Land series by Stacey Marie Brown. You know what? You can't win them all. But again, if you've made it this far, please like this video if you have liked it, and subscribe if you have not already. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.